every time something weird happens. Why is it always these three? So, it didn't take us too long and League managed to start another conversation about monetization, which at this point is a classic. From the pricier skins to the skins with less features than what is expected, to the recent topic about how the reroll system might change. But while all of this was happening throughout the last few events, and especially after the High Noon event was data mined, the players started noticing another weird thing. With every new Pass League releases, the rewards we get from it get progressively worse and worse. And this comes from two different sides. On one end, you have to consider what you get from the pass, which is tokens and stuff. And on the other end, you have to consider what you can get for those tokens. And unfortunately, neither of these sides looks especially bright. So, let's have a look at what's happening. But first, before that, we all knew this day would come. We all knew this day was inevitable. Because only three things are certain: death, taxes, and the one game that's carrying a lot of creators. Legends say that there is a brimming world hiding in the shadows, with hundreds of heroes, complex strategies, and a lot of endgame content. Of course, we are talking about Raid Shadow Legends, the sponsor of today's video. A turn-based dungeon crawler that can be turned into an AFK fighter with the press of a single button. We're talking about a game that's been around for so long, there is no way you will run out of content anytime soon. They currently have over 800 champions. Yes, that's a real number, which can be utilized in PvE, PvP, and CVC, that's clan versus clan. On top of that, you have so many artifacts to collect, and so many clan bosses to defeat that there is always something to do. And if you are in just for the fantasy, the variety is wild here. I mean, look at how glorious Marius the Gallant looks. And the content is not going to stop. Heading into 2024, the game released The Cursed City, which was the biggest content drop since the Doom Tower, with 100 new stages to complete, including new stages where you fight 2 raid bosses at once. And as you delve into the Cursed City, there will be plenty of new quests to complete, and you can even get your hands on a new mythical champion. With Raid's auto battle function, you can get through a lot of the minor delving passively, even while working, which is something a lot of games do these days to ease you into the content. And yes, while putting money into Raid does speed up the progress, over the years people learned that maybe just buying the victory is not where the excitement is. Maybe the journey of free-to-play is where the fun lies. So with 5 million active users and with the recent celebration of its 5th year, it is as good a time as any to get into the game and enjoy the many bonuses available for downloading the game using my link in the description or by scanning the QR code. The bonuses are worth $100, which also includes the epic new champion Lady Edessa, as well as 500,000 silver and another 500,000 silver after you reach level 25. And after that, if you use the promo code FESTIVAL5, you get yet another 500,000 silver and another epic champion, Tyrael. So come and find me under the name Necrit and join my clan, the Lore Walkers. So again, hit the link in the description and see you on the battlefield. But now, back to trouble with League's monetization. While most people started noticing the changes to the passes around the beginning of the year, all of this actually dates back to the Soul Fighter event last summer. Here people started noticing that with each new pass, without the price really changing, you got less value for your buck. And of course, remember that value is very subjective here. It is all digital goods, so there is no supply and there is no demand. The value is still strictly set by Riot themselves. But regardless, when it comes to specifically the interesting items you can get from the pass, League didn't really have much to offer. The pass never really had any exclusive skins or not even cheaper recolors. It was always just a sea of tokens, with the occasional emote, an award, or maybe a title or a border. And of course some random skins from capsules and bags. Now if you compare it to something like Fortnite, even though that battle pass also has its issues, seeing the dumb stuff like Peter Griffin is still more exciting. And in League, this has been happening for a simple reason. Riot wants to give you tokens specifically, so in theory you have control over what you get. On paper, this is a good thing. More control over your currencies is awesome. But that only works if there is something interesting you can get for those tokens. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. The strange thing is that over the many passes we got, the token amount we got from them never changed. It always stayed the same. Milestone 50 would always give you 2000 tokens, which is what you need to buy the prestige skin. And anything you get after that is a stretch goal. This was true for the Soulfighter event, Winter Blessed, Heaven Scale, and now it is even true for the High Noon event. It seems like getting about 2200 tokens from the entire pass is the norm now. So then, if things stayed the same, why are people mad now? Well, it's because with every new pass, for some odd reason, Riot takes away more of the cool rewards that people were used to getting. In the Winter Blessed event, which happened at the end of last year, they removed a grab bag and 625 orange essence and gave us 2 banners in return. Technically 3, but one of them was for free. And you know what's funny about that one? They look nearly identical, and they are both banners. You can't use them both at the same time. So in theory, their value doesn't add together, while the value of a grab bag and orange essence does. Which is why the Winter Blessed event pass was simply nerfed. And while not as many people cared about the orange essence, getting one less bag still sucked, because these are always fun to open. And only 2 months later, Riot said, "Watch me do it again." And so when Heaven Scale arrived, yet again, Riot removed 2 more random grab bags and an event emote. So now there were no more grab bags left. But in return, we would get 1 capsule, which is really just a lesser version of the grab bag. But also 1 mystery emote and a key. But also, thankfully, at the very end, we would get 1 unique title. Still, people liked grab bags. It was a fun thing to open and see the shower of loot. And even when you didn't get anything cool, people knew it was just a little bit of RNG-driven fun. But now, that was removed too. And the community was vocal about it. The team knew about the feedback and that people like these bags. They knew because of a lot of the vibrant feedback. Which is also why, when the High Noon event was data mined, all hell broke loose. So after the 2 nerfs that pretty much eradicated all kind of random loot, because from Riot's perspective, they wanna give you less random loot and more direct picking. Well, now, in the newest iteration, they took away 2 event emotes, leaving us with only 2 in the premium pass, but on top of that, they also removed the free emote, and they replaced it with a random ward. Which sucks, because this time the change affected all players, because we are talking about the free rewards. The fact that you are giving us a random ward after removing all the random grab bags remains to be pure irony. But I bet I know why all of this happened. I simply just don't believe Riot had all the emotes ready and so they scrapped them. Maybe all they had ready were the emotes for Yone and Gragas and they had to roll with them. Sure, you could give one away as the free emote, but at that point the pass would only have 1 emote and that would be even less of a reason to buy the pass. Now keep in mind that all of this is still just data mined. Nothing was confirmed yet. But based on what happened in the past, it is pretty much confirmed. So all we can hope for is that Riot changes their mind and they do something about it before it leaves PvE. But also, if you look at what kind of an event this is, it is just 4 High Noon skins. There is not much happening here, so maybe it was supposed to be a smaller event? But if that's the case, I would also expect the price to be nerfed. Because in this High Noon pass, unless they shove it into missions, the banners and the title are gone too. So at this point, Riot is just slowly taking away all the value which they have set up themselves as the standard. And unfortunately, all of this is also tied to one more issue that all of the events have. And we know Riot knows about this because they discussed this when they were talking about the reroll changes. You see, just what is the point of the pass? Unless you are into unique emotes and icons, all you really get are tokens. And as the years of passes went by, people got kinda tired of tokens. All they give you is some chromas and some banners for skins which you still have to purchase, or maybe some random skin orbs. But mainly, everyone just saves up their tokens to buy the prestige skin. That's it. You buy the pass, you grind the games, you buy the prestige skin, and you are happy if you can get anything else. And I'll be honest, that does not sound like fun. Because once you realize that this is the pattern, if you look at all the rewards, you can just cross out all the tokens, because all the tokens are the equivalent of the prestige skin. After which you can see there's not many fun items left in the pass. Which is also why a lot of people simply want Riot to do something new. For example, some people want Riot to put the prestige skin into the pass. It would be a cool final reward. But this would also let people just spend their tokens however they want. Of course, they would have to nerf the amount of tokens a little bit, because that would be a lot of tokens after all. But still, that would be a lot better version for a battle pass than what we have now. And that actually sparked another conversation. People started talking about what should be available for tokens. Should they give us exclusive skins only available for tokens? That does sound like something the players might want. It would make the token store a lot more interesting, but at that point you would be just making unnecessary FOMO. Because outside of the event you wouldn't be able to get it, which means that they would have to put it into the reroll system, and at that point we are fueling a gambling addiction again. That's why the current token system is kinda doomed. The control over what you get from it is pretty cool, but you are still locked into not putting anything interesting on it. Which sucks, and we are not even mentioning the steady decline of the Mythic Essence acquisition. That one's been happening for a while too, which is why every time something weird happens, why is it always these three? Once again, many thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video.